All right, Chi-Town, we've got RIP Takeoff. Tonight's show, 187 bars, part 5. This is a series. RIP Soulja Slim, who I come to learn was New Orleans Tupac. So you can cue the show when you're ready. Big up Singlewood, big up Shy. User.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Fair use, y'all.
Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the Master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the self-love show is a lesson, not a lecture.
And even in this instance, if I could be a service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
Thanks. Within. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it in. 187 bars. Part 5.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Can you handle the truth? Can this platform handle the truth? Rest up, Soulja Slim. Sure. We live. I'm just a kid from Chicago. That town, silver backs are black. Yes, sir. What down, Chi-Town? What down, Cali? Inglewood. Welcome back to Chi-Town's very own The Self-Love Show. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Well, we got two mottos. Motto number one is on earth as it is in heaven. Bing. All praise due to the Most High, to the ancestors, and my late mama Sky. Motto number two is on earth. I mean, as above, so below. That's motto number two. Right now, we can be found Malcolm exclusively on this YouTube channel. This ain't that network. Or as we say around here, this ain't that network. TATN. TATN. This one of the co-hosts and I and Millie. You can call me Self. What down? Repeat after he. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. I am greater than my excuse. Today is Hump Day. We live on November 30th, 2022 at about 8:12 at the Heezy, 6:12 at the New Heezy, PM. And as always, we love to acknowledge that you cats can be any place at any time in this magnanimous universe, but thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. Here together. What down, brother Wordsmith? What it do? What you manifesting?
Love, man. I'm manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Ditto, brother. Pure, magnificent, unfettered, unprostituted. I don't know if we can say unprostituted. Unpersecuted. Some say tough. Some others say harsh. But love just the same, good brother.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's been going on at the crib since the last Self-Love Show, Brody?
Man, unbelievable weather until today. It had 60s all the way until today, bro. Somebody turned the heat down and got the regular old weather.
Oh, would you had some Native American summers? 2 weeks of this for y'all. Was this global warming out there?
A global warming, it's all cyclical. Even before there was people on this place, according to science.
So you don't think the green? So you don't think the green? Well, we better not talk about this.
Yeah,
sounds like you have an alternative point of view, and I can deal with it. But this platform we're on, you disagree.
They're stuffy.
Yeah, spooky. That's what they are. Hey, but y'all know tonight's topic is Soulja Slim's rest in peace. Condolences to his family. There's an unsolved demise. We're gonna unpack, some of what we know and what we don't know. Before we get there, though, we have the Self-Love Show quote of the day, and then our More Growth and Development video. That's our platform. It's less than a minute, and then we got our Tattoo Tyranny video, and it's very appropriate for tonight's topic, which is aforementioned. You can see it in the tag. And then we wrap it up with my personal favorite part of the whole shebang, and that's where this brother to my right summarizes tonight's show and every show, and a nice bit of pros off the top of the dome. And I'd say it's a work of genius out there.
Appreciation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got any announcements today, bro?
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. Let everybody know what we doing here. And we laying Wakil's father to rest tomorrow. Well, Friday. Tomorrow's the wake.
Wow. Rest in peace. So he's where are they? Do you know Cedar Park or Borough?
I need to look.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. All right, man. Be strong for that brother, man. You know, it's
absolutely. You know, I'm there.
It's a tough times, bro. I'll be there in spirit. So, any other announcements, bro?
Nope.
All right. Well, you guys, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. As always, I'll say stop the violence. And RIP and a big ups to Irene Cara, man. I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna learn how to fly. I'm really coming together. People will see me and cry. Boy, I used to go on to be Leroy in them tight tights with the conch in my hair. What high school you going to? I'm going to Fame. You know what I mean? All right. TATN.
Yes, TATN.
Yeah, and if you guys, we got a great topic coming up next week. We'll talk about it. But along those lines, if you got suggestions for guests, topics, shoot them to me. That number's right there. It's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
424-900-6945. That number's completely what?
Troll free.
Standard rates and messaging could apply. We're not paying for nothing.
Trolls get holes around here.
We'll make you famous. That number's pinned at the top of the chat. So if you got any questions, concerns, or comments, or suggestions for topics, do chime in. We love to hear about it. That's how we keep everything in rotation out there. So enough of my yapping. I'm going to turn it over to this brother so he can handle his business. Thanks for y'all's support out there.
Welcome, as Nine has brought in. Tonight we are breaking down our 187 series, part 5, Soulja Slim's Unsolved Demise. As always, we have a very important video for you to watch, the More Growth and Development platform, which we are building the Self-Love Nation off of. But before we get there, we have...
The what growth and development?
More growth and development. More.
The what growth and development?
The more growth and development.
Okay, more. All right, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, all right. We have the Self-Love Show quote of the day. When the fox hears the rabbit scream, he comes a running, but not to help. Once again.
Sound like 12. Go ahead, bro.
When the fox hears the rabbit scream, he comes a running, but not to help. Hannibal from Silence of the Lambs. Oh. Yep, and check this out. I'll be right back at you.
Technically, that would be a quote from the right.
Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number 2, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influences. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8. To provide mentors for the mentorless. 9. To close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
Somebody say 9. Yeah, we're closing that gap. We're closing this one. All right, Delph Love and number 10, please.
Protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Facts. You know what I've been getting into lately? Drinking pure water out of these tiny little glasses here I bought. Yeah, okay. It's alkaline.
Gives you a nice shot, huh?
Yeah, nice shot. All right, y'all. If you didn't catch last week's show, you can catch it on TATN. All these lives are up on this channel into perpetuity. We covered the thought experiment. What if LeBron, that's right, LeBron James, Jigga, Jay-Z, Kamala? How do you say her name?
Well, I say it a certain way, but we're going to say it correctly today. Kamala.
Okay. Kamala Harris. Kind of reminds me of a camel. Now I can see the root of her name. No, I mean, so does Jigga. According to Nas. Big ups to Jigga and Nas. Hey, then we got Al Sharptongue. Who would you prefer for president? Yeah. We did an analysis. We're not going to tell them who we came up with.
No.
We came up with some analytics in the analytic age, tallied it all up, and came up with an answer. Oh, forgot to say, if you had a dome to your, a blick to your foot.
Dome. Yeah. You had,
and you were forced to vote, and you were forced to vote for one of those candidates, quote unquote.
And to a family member, if not more concerned about yourself.
Yeah, great show. Oh, and I want to say big ups to just got a text from Diesel. He's a funny guy with text behind the scenes. But big ups and a speedy recovery to my brother Reynard. He's had a procedure, Reynard Hall. So get well, brother. We pulling for you.
Yes, sir. Prayers up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Y'all send some positive energy to him too.
Please. Why not? How much would it cost himself?
It's free 99.
Free 99. Tonight, though, we continue our 187 bars. See what we did there? 187 bars. Part 5. It's a series on rappers who've been murdered. Tonight, we're honoring and covering the late great Soulja Slim's unsolved demise. You guys, so send us out to all your hip hop fans. Anybody who may have some input. We want to hear if you guys got any theories or if you even know who Soulja Slim is. You know what I mean? If you knew who he was before he passed away. I tell you what, if you were from New Orleans or Georgia, you
know.
Yeah. And if you were a little younger, you what?
I didn't know. I was like, woo.
Yeah. You mean before we selected him or when he passed?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I mean, I had heard the name, but I'd never.
Yeah, I'd have young cats bring him up to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just look and smile. But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. All right. And so, Self, did you see the piggy wagon out yet?
Oh, no.
I messed it up, but it's the piggy patty. The piggy patty.
Sounds disgusting.
Big ups to Inside Edition. I know you stay pretty unplugged, so big ups. Fair use. Educational purposes. content may be
5 members of a police force in Connecticut face misdemeanor charges stemming from an incident in June when a man was injured during a ride in a police van that left him paralyzed.
It's hard to see officers charged, but it's also part of what we've been talking about since the beginning. We need to be transparent and accountable.
Officials in New Haven say a sergeant and 4
Man.
officers turned themselves in after being charged with reckless endangerment in the 2nd degree and cruelty to persons. In June of 2022, 36-year-old Randy Cox
do
was in the
remember.
back of a transport van when investigators say the officer who was driving stopped short to avoid a traffic accident.
pulled on
Video
for
from
nonsense.
inside the van shows Cox was thrown to the back of the vehicle and hit his head.
I saw
He told the officer that he
before,
was hurt, and while an ambulance was called, the driver continued on to the detention facility. Police officials say that was a violation of protocol, and he should have pulled over and waited for an ambulance. Once the van arrived at the
dragged
detention
him.
facility, Cox was unable to move and needed to
If
be
he was
pulled
white,
out
we
of the
wouldn't
van.
still be seeing this
He was
video.
put in a wheelchair and then in a holding cell for processing.
You can make mistakes, but you can't treat people poorly, period. You cannot treat people the way Mr. Cox was treated.
The president for the New Haven Police Union said it will support the officers throughout this case. The attorney
the union
representing
said?
Mr. Cox says his client
Yeah,
will
I'm not
never be the
surprised out
same.
there.
What's happened here today is never going to change the fact that Randy Cox is paralyzed from the neck down, and that his life since June 19th, since Juneteenth of 2022 has been irreparably altered.
Cox's legal team
His
has
head remind
reportedly
me
filed a $100
Al
million
Sharpton.
lawsuit against the city and police department. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
100 million.
Man, that's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even get him help.
You drug him. He's paralyzed. That's I mean,
First of all, yeah, how are you transporting people?
without stabilizing. There's no
Yeah.
seatbelt type of
Nothing. Yeah. Stop short to avoid an accident. You buying that
Yeah,
one?
right. No. Might have been a donut sale or something.
Oh yeah, they sped past it. Wait, Krispy Kreme's is right there. Uh-oh. Was something in the back? Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just bad all the way around. But they love to keep showing these images over and over of us getting messed up out here.
Oh yeah. It's painting a picture, and it's most of us have PTSD as a result. People that watch the news and things of that sort.
Yeah, I think
Just-
Dr. Francis Cress Welsing calls it inferior. It creates inferiorism.
Yeah.
It's something they develop in us, since theta starts in theta. And
Starts with everything, because everybody's everybody that invented everything is pink. And
Yeah.
all of the religious people are pink, and then
Well, and moreover, though, if you're growing up in these dirty environments where people are throwing stuff all over the street and you don't have any role model. I mean, she went way into it, of course, but that's what she was saying. The underfunded schooling, the parents not challenging the children academically, the community not valuing certain things. She went into it, but all that, what you added, yes. Rest in peace to Dr. Welsing.
Yes.
You guys pick up the ISIS papers. If you haven't read it, this is my second time through.
It's on my shelf, on my library. I
Much
might
better.
might have to pick it back up.
Much better the second time, in my opinion.
I'm sure.
Loved it the first time, but oh my goodness. Yeah, because now you have a lot more wisdom behind and a lot more retrospect, and you're able to see. And some of the things she's talking about, like that was going on in the 70s, I'm like, it's no different than the 90s and now. But that's a whole nother show. Tonight is about 187 bars. This is part 5. Soulja Slim's Unsolved, Demise, Unpacked. And we'll get there. We just got one more for you. Since we're talking about deceased rappers, I'm sure you heard about Takeoff, right? Rest
Yeah.
his soul, and condolences to his family.
Much condolences.
Well, there was another rapper. You ever heard of a female out the South named Lots of Cash or Lotta Cash?
I hadn't heard of her till she got killed. But
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Well, let's go ahead and run this, and big ups to ABC, educational purposes.
We'll see in just a few minutes. We have new details tonight as we continue to investigate the murder of rapper Young Dolph. Of course, he was gunned down almost a year ago at Makita's Cookies. And tonight we're finding out more about now the third suspect arrested in this case, Hernandez Govan.
Fox 13's Dominique Dillon is joining us in our newsroom tonight. Dominique, Govan's daughter, she was also a rapper, but she was killed in Houston in September.
Yeah, she went by Lotta Cash Desto, but her real name, Destiny Govan. Houston police say the 25-year-old was shot and killed in Houston September 24th, early that morning. Investigators say Govan and her friend were in their vehicle, stopped behind a vehicle at a traffic light. Police say two men got out of the vehicle and started shooting at the women. We're told the passenger was also shot but survived her injuries. And Lotta Cash Desto was signed to Lil Uzi Vert. He spoke at her funeral.
I had gotten some trouble and they put me away, and I had to
Look at Lucifer behind the cross
and all that. I had to go to a rehab program, all that. She called me every day, like every day. Even if she called to argue with me, she called me every day though, and that's what counted.
Christian Williams was charged with her murder. About a month after the murder, Hernandez Govan posted on Facebook, "I think I cursed you, Destiny, with my lifestyle. I apologize, baby." As we reported earlier, Govan has dozens of criminal charges in his past, ranging from drug possession to aggravated assault. Back to you.
Thank you so much. That is Fox 13's Dominique Dillon reporting.
Now, another man connected to this case is still on the run tonight. We're talking about Shondell Barnett. He was arrested in Indiana back in January, along with the murder suspect.
They let him go,
so. Barnett was charged with being an accessory after the fact.
You know that.
Johnson was extradited from Indiana back to Shelby County, but Barnett was released. Still don't know why. Then in February, a warrant for first-degree murder was issued for him. Still not clear if that's connected to the Dolph case, but Barnett is still on the run tonight.
This is a story that we first broke on Fox 13 News at 6 yesterday. For everything we know so far about the Young Dolph murder investigation, but also who has been charged, you can go to our website, fox13memphis.com. You can also download the free Fox.
Yeah, Dolph. So, you know, she, rest her soul, Lots of Cash Desto, was allegedly murdered as retaliation for the hit on Dolph.
Wow.
That's a microcosm. You got two rappers that we'll be covering. You know, you guys, they did a survey, and all the rappers who passed away, the number was 51% who died from murder. And that was in 2016. So that percentage got to be up towards 65% now.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's rappers are getting killed every month.
Yeah. And Young Dolph in this scenario, which we'll cover, it's the big fish here. And all of a sudden they let the one guy out of jail. And where the hell is Brazil, Indiana? Never heard of such a place.
Well, you know, they name stuff the same all over the world, so you don't know where the actual place is originally.
Then we got like Rome and Egypt and Peru, all in Illinois or something.
Yeah, we got Peru. We got Egypt. Yeah. Well, you
Paris is Indiana, though. Yeah.
No, I think it's a Paris, Illinois, too.
Yeah. Big ups out there to I'm the overseer in the building from Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What up, club?
Yeah, but I hadn't heard of big ups to 5G. I hadn't heard of I heard of Dolph before he passed, but I hadn't heard a lot of Cash Desta.
Yeah, I heard of Dolph, but I had heard some of his music, but I didn't know who it was.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
He had some good music.
Yeah, I had heard some of it. I just didn't know who it was. And then after he passed or whatever, and they started playing, and then I recognized. I was like, oh, okay, I have heard that. I've heard that. He was born in the Shire.
Don't surprise me. Yeah, I think I heard that somewhere. And we're gonna break that down, but let's push on because I just thought that was an appropriate clip, for what we're covering here today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So we got the dome teaser, and then we'll start the show. We believe your mind is a muscle, your brain is a muscle, and the more you work it, the stronger it becomes. So tonight's riddle is, what word contains 26 letters but has only 3 syllables? What word contains 26 letters but has only 3 syllables? Thumbs up out there. You guys know it in the chat. Oh yeah, Cairo, Illinois. Yeah, good job, Smoke G. Cairo. I couldn't think of I said Egypt. You got it? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So if Love's gonna type his key in here, you guys will give you the answer at the response at the end of the riddle. Of course, if somebody types it in there, you'd have it as well.
The chat, the thing is kind of way behind right now.
Yeah. All right. Self-love. Yeah, it's always like that. All right. Self-love has got the correct response. He typed in our internal chat, and we'll cover that with you later. All right. So, yeah. Enough of the appetizer, self-love.
Let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
All right, we're going to run a quick promo joint and let it rip. Big ups to production.
Slow motion for me, moving slow motion for me. Slow motion.
It seems like every year it just gets better. More people learn about him, more people know about him. And to really be kin to somebody who carries on a legacy and it just gets bigger each year, it's a blessing.
Boom, dirt on the ground, hands closed, like this here, with a mean mug on his face. So whoever approach him, the bitch ain't standing down. The bitch looking like, shit, do what you gonna do. And he stand toe to toe with that shit and went out like a gangster.
We have a big family, and we can't go be with them like we used to being with them. So, yeah, that make it more tougher for us, especially for me.
In 2003, months after Slim was killed, police arrested Jarrell Smith, a man believed to have been responsible for Slim's death. He was later released and never charged. Sometime later, Smith was also killed.
Even though I miss my son, I've been blessed. So I think justice has been done. It's just life, and we got to move on.
To this day, Soulja Slim's death is still a cold case. No one has been arrested, charged, or convicted for that killing.
But enough of my yapping. I'm going to turn it over to this brother to my right for Wordsmiths. Final words out there.
What's going on? This is Cotton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Do you still have them?
Got mine.
Slow motion. All right, we got a winner. I'm the overseer. He solve the dome teaser alphabet. And that I can confirm that's what Self Love had answered as well. Good job, Omni.
Yep, good job, club.
Yeah. All right. Y'all know what we're doing tonight. 187 bars, part 5. Soulja Slim's Unsolved Demise. Rest in peace, brother. This whole series, Self Love and I are postulating, could it be these record companies? Some said, allegedly, Master P. We'll get into that. Allegedly, he's owned a record label, so those labels are under umbrellas generally, and it could have been spooky, cops or ops. We're going to break that down because he was murdered with a stolen police issue Glock. Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. But Slim Soulja, Self Love, who was he? And where was he from?
For as I know, he's from New Orleans. Came up there in projects.
Yeah, Magnolias.
Yeah, he was a street guy.
Stick up kid.
For real street guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't his first time getting shot.
Yeah. So he was bout it to use the term.
Yeah, absolutely. He wasn't playing in the streets.
Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, he had a major funeral. Like they were doing the Mardi Gras type of celebration, the type of marching band, and they know him as the New Orleans Tupac, bro. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but he was really in the streets. Pac wasn't like in the street like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because Pac got out the projects.
Yep.
Yeah. So he could have been one of the original, drill rappers. He wasn't really talking about, he was allegedly in a couple of his songs. Because they said he used to go off the top of the rip. He listened to the beat, and just started letting it fly. Yeah. As Smoke G just texted, yeah, he also was, but he was recovering though, but he was off the H allegedly. Yeah, and that's usually fits the stick up kids MO. Gotta get it, gotta have it. But yeah, very true. He was a user. He said he was a dealer too. I didn't. Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose he was hustling.
A lot of street stuff he was into. Really.
Yeah.
From what I looked into, a lot of it. Not just H. He was, crack and whatever.
Yeah, over there in Magnolias, huh?
Yes, sir.
Which, I think most of our chat would know, but just for context, that's a major project in New Orleans, and was it not Fifth Ward? Is it Third? I don't know which ward it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and one of those wards, and supposed to be pretty
wards
bad.
Or parishes there. I don't.
Is it parishes?
New Orleans, I think it's parishes. I think.
Well, his government name is James A. Darrell Tapp Jr. Born in New Orleans, September 9 of 77. Raised in the Magnolia Projects. He attended Cohen Senior High before dropping out of school in the 11th grade. He began selling drugs as well as forming an addiction to heroin and cocaine. By 93, he was rapping as Magnolia Slim in venues and block parties in the Jets. His first recordings, however, would be on Parkway Pumpin', an independent label run by legendary producer KLC, also featuring 39 Posse, Fiend, Mac, Mystical Mike, who later became Mystical. Is Mystical still in prison?
Nope, but he may be going back.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll get there after this. Soulja Slim's solo debut was Soulja Fi Life, was released in 94 by Parkway Pumpin' and Hyping Up Records. The album did well, selling 90,000 units independently. In 95, he released the 4-song EP, The Dark Side by Hyping Up Records. So that was just a little background there. But you said, what did you say, Self? You said Mystical might allegedly be headed back to the joint?
Yep, for life. He got indicted on aggravated rape. Very recently.
Was it another young underage person? Not that that matters, but
No, I don't think it was an underage person.
Wow, I'm gonna have to look that up.
It was aggravated rape and kidnapping, and holding them against their will and all of that.
Oh,
and he's had a couple of issues before that he did time for.
But yeah, that's when we started talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
2 incidents actually that he did time for prior.
So initially, I think it was something with a groupie who supposedly was underage or something.
No. It was someone who worked for him, a former assistant or hair did his hair or whatever, cashed a bunch of checks. And he had her perform sexual acts for him and his bodyguards over a couple of days. But it wasn't 2 incidents. It was only that incident. He had got bonded out. He did some months, and he got bonded out, and then he ended up doing 6 years for that incident.
Well, yeah, that's kidnapping and assault and everything else too.
Yeah. And they're saying that this time he's facing life.
Well, wow.
Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. We don't know what circumstances are. These are just charges, and he's
allegations.
Yeah, he got picked up for.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yep. I'm not gonna say anything. All right. So we talked about this moments ago. Was Soulja Slim on your radar prior to his murder?
No, and even after his murder.
Well, now you can help me with this. I think we were roommates at this time. And I remember that slow motion. I'm like, why does everybody like this song? I mean, but then you see the video, and I guess if you're at a party or a club, you're like, oh, I get it. But it was just that music that was coming from who's that on that song with him?
That song was Juvenile.
Yeah, but
he was in that song?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I would think that was him that did the hook. It was actually his song.
That's Juvenile on that hook.
Well, it was actually his song, and Juvenile begged to be on the. Well, it was on Juvenile's record, but Juvenile begged for the song.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he's got a verse in that. But you're saying that's Juvenile on the hook?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got a verse in that. But I was asking you that because I feel like I remember like Jacob and those cats or somebody mentioning this guy. Do you know what I mean? And I just, you know,
they were into slightly different music. Excuse me. They were in slightly different music than we were into anyway. So, you know what I mean? Even if they would have brought it up, we probably would listen to some and be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's safe to say
didn't have an ear for
that's,
that. Didn't have an ear for that at that time.
What's interesting is that when hip hop came out in New York, well, I don't know if this is accurate, but it seemed, well, definitely in Queens, it seems like it started coming out of housing projects. Yeah, from its origin, right? I don't know.
Not from the
Run
origin.
DMC wasn't, but they weren't. Yeah, maybe not from its origin.
Not from the origin, because who Boogie Down Productions was beefing with and all that. They weren't talking about none of that. MC Shan and
but were they from
Marley
the
Marl?
projects?
They weren't. They were from Queens. Queens Bridge and all the project stuff came pretty much with Nas and
Biggie.
Mob Deep. Biggie's from Brooklyn. Biggie's from Brooklyn. Jay-Z's from Brooklyn. From Queens.
Jay-Z is from
the Marcy Projects. Marcy Projects. And
they got projects in Brooklyn. I think Biggie is from the projects too.
But you were saying he's from Brooklyn, Stuyvesant.
Well,
I'm not sure. I never heard Biggie was from the projects, but definitely Jay-Z. Still poor areas. It don't got to be the projects to be poor.
Right. But there's a higher concentration and tends to be a higher level of inferiorism. Is that safe to say?
Very.
So maybe, because I said that because, Snake, he was from the Jets, and you had said they, tuned into different music. And I think Soulja Slim is, right, at some point they started pushing the music.
Oh no, they started that with NWA. As soon as Stop the Violence and all that, and the rappers was getting together, stop the violence.
Yeah.
Then that's when they came with NWA. That's when they started pushing that. And they started
but
slowing,
I know Dre's not from
down.
projects. They had homes.
They start slowing down on the other part, but it wasn't even about the projects. It was about
but this is what I'm addressing.
Yeah, Eazy-E was a street dude, and a lot of that.
They had projects on the West Coast, though.
Yes.
But no, I know your point. But yeah, no, I was just trying to see, and then there was Project Pat, Nas,
3-6. My Project Pat,
like you said, Mob Deep
from Memphis. Well,
but I'm not just focusing on
projects.
Queens. I'm just talking right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how it evolved. So as rap started moving,
Project Pat, in Memphis, the 3-6 Mob. Yeah.
And in Chicago, I don't think the rap started really, because it was some cold cats from the Jets. We used to run across them. Cold, all different forms. But who would you say is the first rapper to start blowing up? Would it be Chief Keef? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because when we were really into it, it wasn't, even people from the projects wouldn't be talking about projects. They'd just be talking about life. It wouldn't be all that killing and all of that in the music.
Correct.
until they start really promoting that to be
correct. And you'd have to have a lot more desperation to sign some of those bricks and to just talk about that so much for suburban kids.
Well, most people from Chicago be on code, and you're not gonna tell on yourself,
right? Used to be. Well, now it's back there, but
when we were doing it, I mean, when we were really in the scene and all that. Now it's, all that.
Smoke G
nobody's leading nothing.
Said Soulja gave that song to Juvie. He said BDP was from the Bronx. Yeah, they was from the Bronx. And I guarantee you that KRS-One was in the Jets before he went into that group home, or that, when his mom kicked him out. I think I
maybe
heard him say that. Yes. I don't even know why this is so hard for you to believe.
Because it's hard for me to believe a lot of stuff that come out of KRS-One's mouth. I'd have to hear from his brother.
Well, I remember him saying something about his mom throwing him out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in the projects. Something about when he was telling that story. But
yeah, he said definitely in some songs, but I told you he made up some songs that had nothing to do with reality.
Hey,
Great
what's up,
MC, storyteller.
What's up, Wakil? I got this small glass full of pure water. I'm taking one for your dad, bro. It's just water in this little glass. Yeah,
alkaline.
Yeah, pure alkaline. But let's push on. I digress way too far. But that's a show we're gonna have to do. That's a show we got to do.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, he said Skylar Rock was killed in front of. Yeah, he was killed in the projects, and that was his building. Skylar Rock. We did a show on that.
Yeah, I thought they was.
You thought what?
They did a battle or something at that project, and because he worked at a group home.
I'm confusing him with Big L.
Yes, you are. Because he was living in a group home that Skylar Rock worked at.
Correct. But he said Skylar Rock was killed. Yeah,
he was.
He was killed. Yeah, he was
killed at a project. He's exactly right.
Yeah, he got sniped.
I don't think they lived there though. They were there to do something.
Yeah, he got sniped. I think he was there to protect somebody, but they said they think it was a setup though. Again,
right.
One label to get him, but because Skylar Rock wanted to do his own thing. But yeah, y'all need to check that out. So let's go back a little. So that's what I was saying. I think maybe he was on my radar somewhat at that time, but he would have been up against Common, Nas, Biggie, Wu-Tang. I mean, before I started getting down to Soulja Slim, with all due respect, for me at that point in my life, at that age I was at and everything.
Damn, and Juvenile was with Cash Money.
Correct.
And yeah, Slim Soulja was with Master P. That's a trip. They ain't worked together like that.
I think Juvie was leaving or something by that time. I'm not sure.
That was the height of him being over there. And he worked a lot with C Murder. They were homies.
Oh yeah, we haven't covered. We haven't covered C Murder.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I do remember hearing about him, as we said earlier, when I'd be having these discussions with younger guys about rappers being murdered. His name always came up.
I could see that.
So this could be a demographic issue with us.
Yeah, it is. I mean, with me, I know I'm like, when you said, I know I heard the name, but I'm like, wait a minute, I don't
Slim
know anything.
Soulja.
I'm gotta dig into this.
Slim Soulja and Juvie were to us what Onyx was to Jazzy. It's probably fair, safe to say. All right, like, share, subscribe. 187 bars. Did you hear anything about his murder? I
don't have a clue. You know, that's too long ago.
You sound like Jerry Jones. We're going to cover that tomorrow.
No, it's not 60 some years ago. So, it's not that long ago, but there are many drinks and sessions and, recordings and all of that. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't think I heard.
If I did, it wasn't of consequence to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. But so just to kind of, maybe you'll remember some of this. No Limit Records in Slow Motion from 97 through 2003. He had a song "You Got It" appeared on No Limit Records double CD compilation. Down South Hustlers, Bouncing and Swinging. See, I wasn't listening to none of that. I think I blared "If It Was Heaven for a Gangster" a little bit.
Yeah, it was most of
he was in the front to Tupac.
And their roster, No Limit.
Yeah.
Most of them, that roster, I couldn't listen to. I just
in my mind, Master P was an affront to Tupac. Remember, before guys like Master P, you had to have your own style, your own everything that you presented yourself.
Yeah.
And this guy went and put the bandana on and started just fighting Pac lyrics. And I mean, is that Heaven for a Gangster? Is that Heaven for a G? I mean, was that creative? Said, go ahead.
I didn't listen to it. I once I might give it a listen and then I'll be like, next. And then I his label, like I listened to Mystical.
I couldn't even listen to him.
I could listen to Mystical, but that was about
him
it.
And what's the big dude from Oakland?
Oh, E40.
Yeah, Mystical and E40. I'd have to be on LSD or something.
I could listen to them both, but E40 was sometimes I'd be like, what was? I didn't know what he was talking about because his lingo was like he used Bay Area lingo, and I didn't get it.
So you'll listen to a alleged kidnapper and assaulter and 2-time, but you won't listen to my man from the Bay, E40.
No, I said I'd listen to E40, but I didn't get it because he used a lot of they lingo. He used a lot of they lingo, like, so I didn't get it. I was like, that's what made me turn me off to him because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
A said, no social media back then. I just found a Jazzy tape circa 91 in my garage. Yeah, man, we got to get that digitized, huh, Sal?
Man.
And he said Master P was just trying to make money. He would steal anything. Yeah, he was biting.
I couldn't listen to it. And he had like 19 or 20 artists, and they put out 30-some albums in a year or something. And it was just too much. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that song was released after Soulja Slim's death.
Oh, Slow Motion?
Slow Motion.
Okay.
Ain't that some shit? Yep, and number one spot on the Billboard 100.
Wow.
Sacrifice out there?
I'd probably say that the Master P is pretty successful even to this day.
Man.
And Yeah, and shortly after he put all those people out, he cut them all loose.
This isn't a Master P badging fest.
No. That's not even a bashing. I mean, he had too many artists. I mean, there's no way that was sustainable.
Yeah, but they said P was buying them all cars and homes. He even bought one for Slim Soulja. Soulja was in a joint and said he realized, he made P a lot more money in relation to what he was ever paid.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's almost every artist label.
Yeah, it's every business every employee-employer relationship pretty much too.
Yeah, fact. It's not equal.
Yeah. But artists from the projects tend to probably get I'm just not going to just say the projects, but lower income areas who probably don't have a sophisticated lawyer. If they do, it's Uncle Pookie's little brother who's a paralegal.
Yeah, they're probably not getting any publishing at all.
Publishing?
Yeah.
You right. Lucky to get distribution. All right. Yeah, but that's how the record companies make money. But let's push on. All right. So we had I guess he wasn't really on either of our radars, but I think we agree that he was. I don't know. I mean, in Chicago, I know they were playing that Slow Motion and some other ones, but we'll whatever. We'll push past that.
That was Cash Money, so they was playing Cash Money stuff.
Yeah, Master P was selling somewhere.
He was before them though. His whole set, everything he did was right before Cash Money got. Yeah. That's kind of why Cash Money got the same similar deal that he got.
Okay.
His whole success, and then that's when they stopped having A&Rs. They stopped building artists because they had people come in with everything all the way together. And they stopped really, helping artists, building artists, and creating great artists. You had to do it yourself after that point, for the most part, anyway.
All right, I'm gonna give a brief overview of the official account of this brother's demise. Soulja Slim died on November 26, 2003, after an assailant shot him 4 times, 3 in the face, once in the chest, on the front lawn of the home of his mother and stepfather, Philip Tuba Phil Frazier of Rebirth Brass Band in the Gentilly neighborhood. Tap was buried with his cutthroat committee charm and jewelry, and the outfit he wore on the cover, Give It to Him Raw. On December 31st, 2003, 12 arrested 22-year-old Jarrell Smith in connection with Tap's murder. Police discovered a stolen police pistol in Smith's possession and scratched off the serial number. With a scratched off serial number. I probably read it like it really happened. A ballistics test matched bullets from that gun to the ones that killed Tap, but no witnesses would testify against him. By 2008, Smith had been arrested for 3 more murders, and in each case, charges were dropped. You think he could have been a CIA hitman? But I'll read on. Charges were dropped, and he was released due to lack of witnesses and the New Orleans 60-day law.
Spooky.
Smith's murders, including that of Tap, became cold cases. And here's, you know what the spooks do, allegedly. They always assassinate the assassin.
Absolutely.
Smith himself was found shot to death on August 13th, 2011. Thoughts on any of that, Self?
That sounds spooky. It definitely does. Also, they tend to let people that they know murder people go so they can murder more people.
Yeah, that's true. All right. That's true. That's very true. I mean, I can understand nobody wanting to testify against him, but he was plugged in some kind of way that nobody would testify against him. I understand you're saying, oh, that John Wayne Gacy is crazy. I get it. You know, he'll put me in handcuffs and put me down in his crawl space. But he's just one guy. And if he's already incarcerated, then, you know, let me go ahead and do my thing. But when an individual has an army behind an individual, an army of what?
Murderers.
Yeah. Army of murderers, shooters, and killers. And it's a known person with a known army of murderers and shooters and killers. Like this guy, whatever he was doing, he wasn't rolling alone, is what I'm sensing here.
Not at all. And, you know, and everybody knows everybody in these areas. They know your whole family.
And they know what you're about.
Not just you in danger.
No.
It's everybody.
And they know what you're about over there in the Magnolias. So, you know what I mean? What your team is about.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And you can't just think about yourself. You have to think about your whole family.
Well, look at Lotta Destacash.
Yeah.
Lotta Cash Desto. Rest in peace. Lotta Cash Desto. That's fair. That's a good point, so. That is a good point. You know, and if you don't have the bag, or if the state's not relocating everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody on their own. And there's always somebody who can't get relocated.
They all ain't gonna go no way. So there's that.
Yeah, everybody's life is uprooted. Yeah, you gotta stop snitching, stop lying, tell the truth, do the right thing though.
Y'all know what it is. It dropped down again.
Yeah. I don't know why. But go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. Self-Love Show. It's halftime, and we have breaking down 187 bars, part 5. Soulja Slim's Unsolved Demise. We getting into it. Talked about what allegedly happened and some things that we didn't know, and brought up some interesting facts, but we're going to explore more in the second half. And y'all know what it is. It's halftime.
Y'all get y'all some of that alkaline water going.
This ain't that network. Y'all check them out, man. Them brothers do great work.
Well, I was kind of trapped in this 70s time warp. I still am, actually, but I don't have the platforms like I used to. So I would always have on some 6-inch platform. Something that I got from the thrift store, or actually my grandmother used to give me a lot of her old 60s clothes. And I could fit them. So I would wear those type of things. I was wearing socks to my knees when people were like, why are you doing that? And we've done it before, but then when it goes out of style and you still keep going, like that is kind of how I did bell bottoms, and it was just, I don't know, it was just an incredible thing to be able to do, like to wear. I would wear this stuff every day, but then to wear my stuff to the parties and jam was also really cool too. So I think it was more accepted at the parties than it was just me walking down the street in it, but I still did it regardless. So the fashion, maybe, I mean, I don't know, because it was the 80s and I'm dressing like the 70s. Everybody didn't do that. I mean, people were wearing a sewn up the leg jeans at the time. When I'm wearing bell bottoms that were old school. So,
Right.
It changed for different people, I guess. And that's just how I kind of did it going into the parties. Cause I love that feel of like being in a disco.
Yeah, and you touched on something when you said, like, how they say she gets it from her mama. Well, she got it from her grandmother. But you touched on something, because like house DJs would go into the crates and get the old gems and the old music. I know cats who, because I was in the Hyde Park area, right? And like the fashion. And some of them, like, it wasn't like they were poor, right? And they would literally go to like secondhand stores or, but they would mix it with brand new stuff, and then they were the first ones to start like cutting up a brand new pair of Jordans to make them look old, and like some real creativity started happening, and it seems like it was just about self-expression, as opposed to looking like something that came off of the rack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just wanting to show your own style. And that's really what it was about.
And then tell somebody, it ain't my fault you ain't up on this, because some things don't work. Some things are a fail, man. You get out there like, dude, I'm going to get you, sucker. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm going to try this. You went to the secondhand store somewhere and you come out there like, I'm going to the house and take that off. You're like,
Yeah, I mean, but it's funny how from then we was dressing fashionable. I don't know when each one of you individuals stopped partying. I've been partying since till now. We had a time in the like 90s where you had groups like Mental Problems and G2000, and they were coming in there with gas masks on. One of my boys, may he rest in peace, Clint. May he rest in peace. He used to come in there looking like a geisha, if I'm pronouncing it. He'd be in white paint and Japanese clothes. Yeah, so when it comes to expression in house, it has ran the gamut.
The house thing. You remember the Saxon?
They had the little
house, yeah.
And then when we used to wear the curled up baseball caps that you supposed to give to a little baby, little slugger hat.
Yeah.
One with the little propeller on the top. Right.
Hey, Will, my dome was always too big for the little slugger hat. I ain't up on that. You know what I mean? You can't just be up
little
on
slugger hats and
And he got carried away, probably, Will. He probably wasn't coming out with that intent. Got to the party, I'm gonna chill tonight. You know how it goes.
Again, at 3.6 down in the music box, it was so hot. I mean, you were dancing for hours and you were sweating. I remember literally standing in the waiting area when we were at the get through jacket. And I felt this drip on my leg because I had some shorts on. And I'm like, why is the ceiling dripping? Is it raining outside? And then I looked at my shirt and I literally took my shirt and just wrung it out like that. And it was just, sweat just came off of it like I've been doused in water. So again, I got some Jabos on, or I got some Willie wear, anything like that, that's ruined. And you know how I know? Because I've had it happen. I've had my clothes, the color bleed onto the next color.
know I'ma be the one. I'ma be the one when I'm done. Ain't lying, y'all. If I made it this far, I'll go. If I made it this far, I can make it anywhere. If I made it this far, if I made it this far,
Welcome back. The Self-Love Show. Today, we're unpacking 187 Bars, Part 5. Soulja Slim's Unsolved Demise. Hope you enjoyed that video. That's what TATN do. Self-Love Show puts in work. And the second half, we're gonna let them know. DVDs. Big ups to Trife Mac. We gotta get him back on the show.
Hit him up, man. Hit that brother up. He been going live on IG. I've been checking him out. Ramblings Ramblings from Trife Mac. Yeah, I've been checking him out. He been live, I want to say twice. Yeah. I didn't catch him live, though, so I couldn't jump on with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I ain't even getting the alerts. I'm wondering what's up with that.
I jumped on with him, had my face all like this. What up, Trife Mac? What's going on, man? I'm outside. You outside? I'm outside. We outside? I'm outside. You outside? Where you at? Drop your location. I dropped my location. We outside dropping our location.
Nah.
Big ups to Trifo, though.
Huge ups.
All right, man. So we can go ahead and continue this. We had some chat in the chat. Ace said Master P was just trying to make. Oh, we said that. Smoke G said that the young man Soulja Slim, RIP, was just starting to blow up when he got murked. He was more locally known at that time. Okay. A said Snoop said Master P showed him how to make that bread and start a label. Playoffs. Publishing. Yeah. And he said, man, he got shot in the face in front of his mom's crib. Yeah, man, the dude, Uncle Jig, that was on the promo video. I watched the video with him in it, and he said he was there. Like, they was all just together.
Yeah.
And somebody had forgot like T-shirts or DVD, something. And they was all, tipsy and doing their thing, getting ready to go. And normally Slim Soulja wouldn't have been in that place at that time. You know how they say destiny is. And he was just, I'll run back and get it. And the shooter was Johnny on the spot, huh?
Yeah, it was something. I heard someone say that they was all at the studio and he just ran out. Normally he wouldn't even be by himself.
Yeah, that's not what Jig said. Uncle Jig.
Yeah, it's this other guy that said he rolled up later after he was there when he passed. So I don't know what's going on because I saw a lot of different videos. And
yeah, Jig said he was there when he passed.
Yeah, it's a whole.
He said he was just with him. He said like literally they was kicking it all day and got split up for that little point in time. Like man. And he said, I guess he was just trying to explain everybody had cases basically and had them things on them and was dirty. You know how that go. I guess he said,
They said everybody was upstairs. People was upstairs and it was a house full of weapons too. So all them people left.
What, upstairs at his mama's house?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, I don't know. They didn't say his mom was there, but
I wonder if it's still his mama's house or, Did they move or what?
Yeah, that was his mom in the video, in the promo video.
His mom and his sister.
Yeah, she went ham on. She's had some viral videos going ham on Master P.
Yeah.
So I guess the story went that P gave him 50 stacks. P owed him 100 stacks. P gave him 50. And then I guess said he was going to pay him 50 later or whatever. But they said Slim, they said that Soulja Slim went into, spent that 50 stacks in less than 30 days or around 30 days or so. And, and came back for the other 50. And there was some words in a rap song that Soulja Slim did. He's basically telling P, I know where you live at. Don't forget, I know where you live. And this, that, and the other. So it's been alleged by some that Master P allegedly paid somebody 10 stacks to put that work in. And his sister is convinced of that, or was at some point.
Yeah. I saw a video with his son. He kind of says he don't think that he
Romeo?
No, not Master P's son.
Soulja Slim's son?
Yeah. And he said he didn't think that was the case, but many people in his family believe that.
You're right. Based off a song, and
yeah, he said that
he threatened
their beef or whatever, their disagreement was so minor that he don't think that he would do that and risk all that he had or what have you. You know what I mean? That's what his opinion was. But he said that many people in his family.
He's a second generation gangster. They usually don't know much.
Yeah.
How could he have been when all of this happened? I mean, to say
about as well, he looked like he was damn near the same age as his sister. He probably wasn't. He probably. Yeah, and this was. Yeah, no, he was a child.
No, because that's his aunt.
Assumption. Yeah, you just making an assumption. He's making an assumption.
Well, I mean, to the assertion that
he wasn't there.
Somebody that would be too small for somebody. He may not know how our generation moved necessarily. I'm not saying I would do it or whatever, but you got to think of when that happened, the times and everything. And then if somebody's saying they know where you live at and threatening your kids, and this person's a killer, I'm not saying Pete did it, but I'm just saying to just wipe that away and say, I don't think a guy would pay $10,000 to protect his family is asinine to me.
Well, he didn't say nothing about the price or none of that part, because he just said he don't think he had anything to do with it. That was just his opinion. He said that many people in his family do, so that's also there.
Yeah, I think his son is a rapper too.
I want to like it. Yeah, he looked like it. I didn't, go beyond that part of the interview I saw.
Well, it's a topic I wanted to touch on. We mentioned that he was an alleged stick-up kid. And, we used to have artists who were artists. Rappers were rappers. DJs were DJs. Producers were producers. Dancers was dancers. Your break dancers, what have you. Your B-boys. And then you had your dope dealers as rappers. Remember that? Jigga, Biggie. But then stick-up kids. This is one that's, because I would say King Von would probably rest his soul qualify as that. I know he talked a lot about robberies. Where rap has evolved, if you will, into stick-up kids. being an artist? Guess you can have multiple gifts.
You can, but there's been a devolve, in my opinion, a devolve situation where rappers wasn't talking about drugs, and then
right,
and rappers would sell drugs. You don't get high on your own supply and all that.
Go ahead. Rappers weren't banging on wax, but go ahead.
Then rappers are on drugs. You know, after you sell drugs, you don't get high on your own supply. Now rappers are drug addicts. And drug addicts are stick-up kids.
With blondes in their videos. But go on.
Drug addicts are stick-up people. It's, you know, natural devolvation, you know, de-evolution, as far as I'm saying. What they have promoted in this industry, what the labels, yes, the labels and all that, this is all, in my humble opinion, by plan.
And what's the ultimate goal of such a plan?
To have what
to cripple a nation
is now. Yeah, it's the whole society where it operates now. It's a whole bunch of mess, a bunch of stupidness. We killing each other. It's being hyped and promoted, but we say anything about who's doing the promotion and putting the money behind it, you get canceled.
I mean, rapping about snatching chains. I mean, the rappers used to rap about it back in the day, but it was more from the other side. Now, these damn stick-up kids, you know what I mean? And, you know, going for my chain and all of that kind of stuff. But, you know, I got something for you or whatever. I mean, it got to that. But now,
I mean, people would try to steal your chains and all that.
Right.
It wasn't people rapping about that.
I don't even think the same people who were rapping were still in the chains.
No, that's what I'm saying. Right.
I mean, people are being shot.
Straight shooters and killers are rapping now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like people that's actually still active in doing stuff.
Got so deep into it, can't get out.
And put out. They ain't trying to get out.
Well, what's his name? Said he's not a Crip no more.
Who that?
The dude whose homie shot King Von. Supposedly dropped his flag.
He's just trying to keep his money in.
Well, supposedly he picked it back up or something.
I mean, I'm just saying, he only said that to try to get back in because
his best friend got cousin and best friend got murdered right there, and the bullet was probably meant for him. I don't know. It's pure speculation.
In some small town, they was stopped at a gas station. They wasn't even know.
No, he got murked. He got murked in Los Angeles, right outside one of the malls out here. This rapper's friend. Come on, somebody, give me this rapper's name.
It's
he's from Georgia, a small town in Georgia.
What?
All of it happened in L.A.
I knew it was out of town. I thought it was in between.
No, they come out here riding around L.A. in their SUVs.
Yeah,
dropping their location.
You're stupid if you do that.
But so yeah, and then they had it was on TMZ, and they had him get out.
I saw that part.
Yeah, and then he, you know, because all of the allegedly all the Crips on the West Coast were behind those guys. You know, Quando Rondo.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Quando Rondo.
Yeah, that was just for a second.
Yeah, but I'm saying, well, I say that to say it ain't no getting out. That's what I'm saying. If you in it, putting in work like that, it ain't no getting out.
Facts. Although I don't think he's put in no work, but his people have. It ain't no getting out. If you saying you that and you doing all this music of saying you that, how do you get out?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How do you get out? You're on film and millions of views and you're throwing down a whole gang sign, just throwing it down. And you're all over Facebook Live, whatever you're doing, walking around and
trolling. Trolling people. I don't get it.
Over their dead homies and stuff like that. Maybe it's just that I've, gotten too old to understand, but
we didn't never understand that. I mean, when somebody was gone, you didn't really speak on that.
Our generation didn't even trust social media when it came out. I'm do what? Put all your pictures up. And do what now?
Many of us don't do it now.
Correct. All right. Yeah. Man, if it wasn't for Floyd, I wouldn't be on here. I had the channel, the YouTube account, but I never used it. I would go to how-to videos and stuff like that. Maybe watch some music or something, but never chatted or, typed in anybody's chat or comments. No. All right. So rest in peace, George Floyd. So yeah, that's just a weird phenomenon. I just wanted to speak on, the stick-up kids have become the artists. But we've asked this question, but why do you think all of these rappers are being murdered? I know it's a big question. I'll give you when I'm give you my answer. Maybe you'll understand the question better. I think it's multiple reasons. There's a cabal. There could be a cabal, and then some sacrifice involved. And then also there's the informant agent side of it all. Getting your hands in, getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar. And then there's the gang member / real N-word / stick-up kid rapper. And it could be the case that rappers aren't being murdered, but gang members are being murdered at the same clip. And they're probably getting murdered because it's such a high-profile gang life. Everybody knows their face. They sit there and put their face out there, their block, their street corner,
and drop their location.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of these people are actually active, still doing things.
Yeah.
Some of them are targeted. Like, I don't think my personal feeling, I don't think Dolph was, active and doing stuff. Well, I don't know.
Well, hold that.
I don't think
the
so.
The theory of it is that though, when they are active and they start making money,
they stop, and it still ain't. Well, still ain't over with.
Right, because now they have money to fund the wars. So just imagine you on your block, you in it, and y'all been having a back and forth. Say if one of our guys would have blew up, they wouldn't necessarily just forget about all the hate they had for the guys down the street and all the love they had for their guys. So now, man, what y'all need? Man, y'all need this to get on. Y'all need this. Y'all need some sticks. So if they're doing that, they're still in it.
Yeah. Still active.
and they would have to be taken out by an imposing entity if you're trying to win a war. But my question to you is, give me your rationale. Because we all got young ones and people coming up, man, like, and they want to rap.
It's activity. Like, if you want to rap, then rap. Separate from the crap. The problem is, in this society, shit rises to the top of the water. You gotta not be lambs to slaughter. Think more. React less. Do what you do is best. Be an artist, not a crook.
Yeah. Put down the guns and pick up some books like The Art of War. If you're going to play that game, definitely read The Art of War multiple times. All right, we got so this Jarrell Smith, he's been pegged as the alleged shooter. As we mentioned earlier, he was later himself murdered. Why do you think he would be in possession of a stolen police pistol? Now, go ahead and answer. Could be that a cop was selling guns to make money, but go ahead.
I don't think a cop would sell a police issued weapon. I think that it was a situation. It was one or two things. A situation where they did some shit and took one from a cop. Took it off them. They got the best of the cops. Or a cop gave it to him. I mean, but the second one doesn't seem likely because it's traceable. It's stupid.
Now, when you say gave it to him, are you saying planted it on him?
No, because cops wouldn't plant a weapon that was issued from the cops.
True.
Anything that can be, you know what I mean? It's more than likely that they took one up off somebody. And that happens.
Well, we do know the cops are the biggest gang in the city.
Facts. And sometimes the smaller factions of people get the best of the cops.
Correct.
Take they shit.
Well, I say that to say sometimes cops may want to put in work. This guy's no good, or he's, murdering all our workers, or you know what I'm trying to say. And they could hire someone to remove someone who they had cases on, someone who can get all the charges dropped.
But to use a weapon that was issued, I just can't fathom someone doing that stupid. That's planning to stay in place.
Unless the cop shot him and then framed this other guy for it.
That can make sense. That still don't make sense to me though, because why don't they just use another weapon? I don't.
Maybe it wasn't premeditated, or.
Yeah, but that.
But then to do it in front of his mom's house.
That was premeditated. That was.
Yeah.
Maybe or maybe not, because it was a situation where he was by himself. He wasn't with his normal crowd. These are excellent speculations. Something I didn't see.
Well,
to this conversation.
And he had that beef with a label when Blood Money, rest his soul, Chicago rapper, one of the first drill rappers murdered, signed that deal, I think, with Sony. He had beef. He had allegedly gone into the executives, and those guys are gangsters, pulled his stick out and put it to the cabal's head and said, "You're going to pay me my MF and my, Chicago style." And I think he got paid something, just to not get a bullet in your head, but he was gone matter less than weeks later. And it's always a big drawn up story. His murder was never solved.
Well, that's the thing. These, these
it's like you're worth, my bad, I want you to say it, but it's like, it's like my wife puts a $10 million insurance policy on me.
Right. So you're worth more dead than
Oh,
alive.
hell of a lot more. But go ahead. What were you about to say? My bad.
Same thing. That's what I was getting to. Because
you're
worth more dead than alive. Because
especially if I'm leaving her. So I'm saying, on top of it all, self, you're not going to re-sign me to another brick, right? I'm going on. I'm doing my own thing. And they got this big policy on you, not to mention the record sales could go up too.
They definitely go up. That's 100% across the board. Because even if you've never heard of somebody that they get murdered, you're like, and you hear it, you'd be like, oh, let me, you hear it on social media. Let me see what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's a good point.
From Michael Jackson to Whitney Houston to Prince to all of these artists, they record sales go through the roof.
And now, self, if you and I were a label and that was our goal, it would behoove us to sign high-risk artists. Right?
There's one label that has, excessive.
But I'm saying signing high-risk artists, and it can easily be said, well, he was living that lifestyle. He was about that life. So, anybody could have done it.
Yeah.
As opposed to a kid from the 2-parent household. And
even if they don't have anything to do with it, and let them, run their course.
Correct. Oh, you're saying analytically, to run its course. And then help sperm it,
with the music,
spark it up.
Yeah, we need you to make this type of music. That's your niche right there.
We need you to go on live and say this. And tell Tori to SMD. Yeah, that's what we need you to go live, do it from his neighborhood on his block. And then they got the power to make your videos go viral, self, to add even more embarrassment to it.
And it's a wicked.
It's all speculations.
Yeah, and it's a wicked. The industry is wicked because who controls it and runs it?
Yeah. Now, we're not saying that that's the case in this case.
No.
But again, it's always a nice story. And, this guy was turning his life around. We talked about this. I hear this all the time. It's always when they're probably telling these same people, oh, I can't do that no more. Whether it's the gang or whether it's the whoever they were working for. Because once they deemed hip hop, they being the government, the powers that be, as money laundering. Remember that? They never did that to rock music. But they said that all of the rap music was pretty much, all these rap companies were washing dope money, which could be true in some cases, most cases.
All music, shit.
Correct, if that's the case.
Mafia was in, yeah.
But once they did that, then that told me that they, the government, would be expending money on providing agents to pose as rappers, A&Rs,
they've already
disc jockeys, right?
They've already,
right,
the whole hip hop,
right?
Division,
police, yes,
of the FBI, hip hop police,
and informants that are, So now that's what I'm saying. And some of that stuff gets murky. It gets murky, self. The guns with the that's some spooky stuff.
It's all spooky. I mean, especially this case. I mean, the guy's got spookiness all over the place. You know, he can walk around and just murder people with impunity, and nobody would testify against him.
Correct.
That's spooky. It's not normal. That's not, you don't generally get to live that long doing that, no matter who your people are. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about
correct. It comes down to
4 or 5 murders over a few years. That don't, you know.
Well, there's allegations that Jarrell Smith was a hired hitman. So that brings me to my question, bro.
Right.
Outside of him being a hitman, if that was not true, what other motive would he have had? And if he was a hired hitman, who hired him?
Right.
So,
well,
go ahead.
Motives could be many, because they said Soulja Slim was, you know,
out there. He was plugged though.
Yeah, but he was, man.
He said he earned his respect. He was that guy over there in them projects.
And when he got shot, he came back and shot back. Like, they was like, one time he got shot 3 times, and he was in the hospital, and they had a show in 2 days. He got out the hospital. They didn't want him to get out the hospital. He left out that motherfucker. He had a cast. He cut the cast off, and it was staples all up his arm where he had been shot. And he did the show. So when he got killed, they were like shocked, because they were like, "Oh, he."
Also, that's
shot.
probably where the Tupac, New Orleans Tupac, kind of comes from.
Yeah, he gets shot. He get out and he shoots somebody though. He get out. He gets shot. He shot somebody. That's what the interview I saw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wasn't like he got shot. He got out. He shot somebody, and then
Well, that's how they said Blood Money was.
Right.
And Vine. Them guys sit up in prison.
Yeah.
Or county. Get out. First thing they do is they don't go get a woman's self and go get some Harold's chicken. They go get a pistol and spin the block.
Yeah, that dude, they got him. I don't know if it's, because he's deceased or whatever, but, they got him for 10, 12 murders.
Yeah. Yes. Murdering with impunity.
Yeah, but you live by that. You die by it. So.
And in the neighborhood self.
Unsolved.
True. And in the neighborhood, when you talk motive, it could be anything from I don't like the way he was looking at me. You know what I mean? The motive it could be all the way down to he looked at me funny. And for killers, you looking at another killer, it's like 2 dogs looking at each other, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna get you before you get me. But yeah, 10, 12 murders, could have had more, and then he was murdered. Jarrell, rest his soul, was murdered in 2011.
And it's all, you live by that. And you die by it. It's reciprocity.
Yeah, karma. Yeah, karma's a BI. I think that's a major influence here. Major influence. So as we wrap this up, who do you think murdered the late, and I'll say great, because again, the man had turned his life around. You can only do so much as far as that goes. You are who you are, but he went out there like that. He was focusing on his business, started his own label. You hear this so much, self had artists up under him. had just dropped a new album, and all of that, bro. So, look at my man's. He came on our show, got shot. Scooter.
Yeah.
Who do you think murdered Slim Soulja? And if it's multiple theories, but what do you think happened, or do you think it was just as a result of his karma and it was somebody on the block that had it in for him?
I don't know if it was karma. And I really don't know this situation very well, so I'll just move from what the spirit tells. It was a setup. Don't know who was involved or why they wet up. I don't know, because it could be a myriad of things.
I thought set up too, honestly. It's always that same thing like with Vaughn. They always got people around them until they ain't got people around them. I never felt like Suge Knight had anything to do with Pac's murder. Because if I was to plan that, I'm not going to be sitting in the front seat with somebody that you're shooting multiple bullets at. I'm not going to be getting grazed in the face. That's not going to be part of the plan, the way I set that up. But when this person is out there alone, like when Pac got shot the first time, it could be random. Oh, self, I'm about to go smoke a blunt. I'll be right back. But if you got ops and your ops got ops, these be guys, self, who say they never, and we know guys like that. I mean, you were like that, but I mean, you weren't living that lifestyle. But we knew guys who were about that life, and they would not go walking around the neighborhood for any reason, for any second. Although one did when we went to hoop, but that was when he quit. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man.
When he thought he could quit.
That's a whole nother thing. Because that was just all bad. And like I said, we're going to go in their territory too. Yeah, Mills, I quit yesterday. I'm like, nobody's hearing this.
That was a bad idea.
All them
the way around.
Did everybody get the memo and sign off on that on the other side out there?
I didn't sign off on anything.
I'm saying on the other side. I know none of them did.
I knew what I was, and I didn't even realize when I left because I was so mad about the basketball game that I didn't realize I left because I walked home.
And the only reason I wasn't as pissed as you is because I saw them guys sizing everybody up. So the basketball became second fiddle. And for me, basketball is never second fiddle when I'm out there.
Yeah, I didn't catch none of that.
Yeah.
None of it.
I know. I remember what was going on the court, though. You was getting your money, and certain people wasn't getting you the ball.
Man, we could have still been playing, and then I could have realized at some point that somebody decided they wanted to do their thing because I was doing my thing, and their thing wasn't happening.
You keep wanting to force that thing. You know what I mean? But to your point, I feel some kind of setup. He had a label partner too. So Slim was having trouble. So he had his label, and his best friend he came up with since first grade had his own label. And they were both under this white company's umbrella. And Slim didn't like the way they was paying him. He was vocal about it. He was going on camera talking about that. You know what I mean? He was on Source magazine and YouTube, not YouTube, but whatever, MTV, when they were interviewing him, he was talking about it. So he was making some people itch in the industry. You know how you sit down, you got that problem too? I got that problem too. Anybody know somebody, who knows somebody who might be able to get that done? Because to take out that caliber of an artist and street legend, that's usually not random, and that's why the whole King Von thing smelt funny too.
Especially they're on their, well, at least on the King Von. I don't know about Soulja Slim.
Soulja Slim,
yeah. I don't know about him, but they had plenty of records on King Von.
Same.
Still putting shit out.
Pending cases and stuff he beat.
No, I'm talking about records, recorded
music.
shit.
Yeah,
yes, it's gonna still be coming out. Same with Tupac.
And King AK-47 on his podcast, he's on his channel, he said he played the tape. But the police called when because there was some cops who shot that were there on security, just happened to be there off
They
duty.
said that the cops shot him.
Well, he said when the cop called it in, they said, officer, whatever King Von's manager was, they said his real government name. Dude's from Florida. He's not managing Dirk, but he's managing Von. You know what I mean? And what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. Trap or something they call him. And I never understood self, even when I was like, how and why is this guy?
I thought he was from the Chi. I thought he was from the Chi.
No, yeah, me too. He's from Florida. I'm not saying he could be an informant or an agent, but that's what AK was saying, that when the police called it in, because he got shot, his manager got shot. They said an officer, if his name is Green, and Officer Green has been hit too. Almost like they blew his cover. So AK has been putting that out there. Now he's getting all these death threats and stuff. I'm just saying what he's saying. I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about this situation.
At all. Just what he's talking about.
But yes, but the point I'm making is who's ever involved, to take out a big whale like that it's almost like saying the president of the United States just went out back to take a smoke and got shot.
Well, Von, he was not nearly as big as he was going to get. And that's when they take him out. Like Dolph was not nearly as big as he was going to get.
When the people start loving
Nipsey,
yes,
was not nearly as big.
When the people start loving him on such a level that's kind of going beyond the music,
it's going to they're worth more dead than alive. I heard comedian that against the Illuminati all the time, little bitty country motherfucker.
Is he black or pink?
He's black. Cat Williams.
Oh yeah, Cat Williams. Yeah,
he was like, man, they at the time when they get rid of him, they about to blow. Can't think of the exact quote.
I mean, that's true. They either get them right before they pop or right when they're about to fall off, if they were already huge.
Right. Exactly. All perceptions that, may or may not be exactly, especially with the fall off part, but exactly. If they've been extra huge and they made them plenty of money, but they about to fall all the way off.
Also, I learned that from MC Search on Math Hoffa's podcast.
Yeah.
He said most of those deals like he said, for instance, Nas is about to own the rights to It Was Written. He said it's like 30,
Illmatic. Yeah.
I mean, Illmatic. That's what I mean.
25 years.
35.
That's 35.
Yeah. 35 years. So, you know, Nas was what, 17, 18 when Illmatic dropped. So yeah, but what they're saying is that now he's about to own it and get the rights. So I was saying that to say that might be motivation to somehow murk you too. Like,
yeah, because your family, they could still, the family will still let you get the money off of it. You just give them some portion of it or what have you.
Some throwaway money here. Take this $2 million for these rights because you guys are just thirsty.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't know better.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Right.
Just like the artist didn't know better when he signed the deal. Right.
Or if you don't sign it, you know, this is an offer you can't refuse. You know. It's just odd though, man. You know, some of it is, I think, is on the individual's lifestyle, the boomerang effect stuff. We know how that goes in the hood. You know, ain't nobody bulletproof, and everybody's got a gun.
Facts. I mean,
a coward can pull a trigger.
Or somebody with a lot of money can pay somebody to kill you.
Correct. So that they can make a lot of money. Or if you're costing them money, you know, right. All right, man. So, yeah, this was interesting, though, because I learned a lot about this brother. I didn't know, you know, much about him, but I thought we should cover him because he's a legend in the South as well. And he had built his own company, bro, you know, walked the path, came out on the other side of that path, you know, probably was rough around the edges, but he didn't deserve to be, you know, moped out like that, bro. You know what I mean? So he's a funny guy too. Always happy, smiling, joyful, you know, light the room up. You know, I used to like those guys in the hood. Yeah, I used to tell me he's a killer. He'd kill everybody in your family. He's a nice guy. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with him. This guy's funny. He's hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is great. Sit down, give him a bowl of soup, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's good times though. Those are some good times. But all right, so man, I think we did the final words. We answered the riddle. Did you have anything else you want to say on this topic, self-love?
No, I think we've hit it.
All right. Next week, this topic was suggested to us. We're going to define success for the Black One Nation, or redefine or rethink our definition of success as a people. And it's funny that this was suggested because we've had this talk on a different platform, Self, on Greater Beta TV back at its start. There's been a speech on achievement done at our founders by DX. Brother Salik pretty much covered the same thing, pretty much touched on it in his essay. And the ISIS papers, that was covered in the ISIS papers. You know, is how long is success going to be a nice car and a bag of money? How far has that gotten us?
Individuals to certain degrees, but the collective, none, nowhere.
Yep. If our community was a tree self, and but even just defining money as that's what we're going to be touching on. But if our community was a tree, those who break through, if you consider them the ripest and the best fruit, they would all get plucked off that tree, and the only thing would be left would be the dying older fruit that's hanging on by a limb, and the fruit that's fallen off, and the fruit with worms in it, and it just perpetuates the cycle. We're unpacking that, and we have a guest that's going to jump in, and then we'll also open the panel up for another guest or two if anybody's
interested
in chiming in on this topic. We're going to
and
define
available.
success. Go ahead, my fault.
So interested and available.
Yeah. We're going to define success and redefine success. What does it mean to us? What does it mean to you? What should it mean to us as a community? I think it's going to be an interesting topic, bro.
Very.
Yeah.
Definitely, we need to expand to the self-love nation.
Facts. So, and tomorrow, right here on TATN at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're covering Jerry Jones. That's the team owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He was seen in a photo in front of his high school, keeping those dastardly melanated kids from, coming to school allegedly in 1957, breaking those color lines and color barriers. Ooh, but there was a 15-year-old Jerry Jones standing right there. So our topic tomorrow is Jerry Jones, a segregationist. I mean, we don't know what's in his heart. Look at all those black coaches he's hired himself and black GMs.
Well, none. So that's that.
Well, he said he hires his friends. He doesn't interview.
Well, I mean, he also has a lot of black players that got there for him.
And they love him. Jerry's been good to me.
Oh, Jerry.
I bet the house slave used to be saying that too, didn't he?
Yes.
That's been good to us, though.
I don't know what to say because Jerry, he just take care of us.
When he finished that turkey, he threw us that turkey butt. I bring it out here.
He give us that carcass so I can make me some good old turkey soup. Good old turkey soup, baby. Oh, we get the bones and we get the little parts. Oh, it makes some wonderful soup.
Me and my kids straight, nigga, get yours. You better get yours.
Man, there's a guy that I won't say his name, but he shares the last name of me. But that guy is a good old coon.
Oh yeah. He's we're gonna announce our booger of the week. He's gonna be covered on tomorrow's show too. You gotta drop in. So yeah. Oh yeah, we've got some footage, some tape, and yes, you're talking about. Oh yes. That's gonna be broken down on tomorrow's show. We try not to say the COON anymore because YouTube and me, but hey, I don't have a problem with it, and we shouldn't. So Ace and I, we call them boogers. I think we can say booger on YouTube.
For now.
Correct.
Till everybody else is saying boogers because y'all say it, you know what I mean? Which happens on this show. We say stuff and then all of a sudden we see it across the whole.
Silence is violence.
Yeah,
we see it everywhere.
All the way back to corn.
And so if we call them the booger because whites, we say, what booger is white supremacy going to pick out of their nose next? You know what I mean? Whenever something happens, they got to start picking those boogers out to have them getting in front of the camera.
They're all over the place.
Oh, yeah. So that's tomorrow. Y'all check in. That's always an open panel. So you can pull up on tomorrow night's show. But if you do pull up,
Don't forget your mouthpiece.
Better not forget to bring your mouthpiece because you can and you feel get wet. That's right. All right. So that's what we got. We did our riddle. So that brings me to my personal favorite part of this whole shindig or shebang. And that's going to be wordsmiths. Final words out there, out there, out there, out there, out there. Hold up, hold up. All right, we should be good now. All right, we're good, bro. My bad.
It's the Self-Love Show. 187 bars. Part 5. Soulja Slim wasn't subpar. Far advanced.
Good stuff.
And he lived thug life. And it wasn't a romance.
No, it wasn't.
But most of us live in a trance.
Trans Europe Express.
One that has been enhanced by the internet. Because it takes all of our perspective into a net.
No cap.
That means you're caught. Can't move around. Can't do what you ought. Been collected to be sold and bought.
Yeah, nigga.
Mean Soulja slammed and killed him. In his mama's yard.
Condolences.
And say that somebody was hired to do a job.
You gotta work, man. You gotta work.
It's just sad because that was many years ago. And it all continues to flow. The list of names continue to grow. And he was just about to blow up. And then killed Takeoff.
R.I.P.
So man, at the top, all I know is we gotta make it stop.
Stop that violence.
Can't depend on no cops.
F12.
This whole industry think of us as a crop. They put a little money in fertilizer and hope that we don't grow wiser. They got a whole different plan for us. We need to understand. Otherwise, we further their plans.
Flesh.
We gotta do what we need to grow together. live through every storm or type of weather, and sever all ties to all these guys, all they bullshit and lies, and rise. All we need is 13% like minds, and we can rise to the state of heaven sent. Make a mint. Words.
Hey, free Brittany Griner, man.
Yes, sir. Free everybody, all the guys and girls.
Yeah, well, and they sent it to a penal colony. I thought that was pro. You know what I mean? They knew what they were doing. Kept talking about they sent Brittany Griner to a penal colony. I was like, what are they, growing peni or what? But yeah, let's get her out of there, man. I was like, is it me? It's gotta be me. Like, penal colony. Never heard that word used so much. And all of a sudden they're talking about penal colony.
Oh, shit.
All right, but let's get this going. Joe Weezy, what up?
Honestly, I don't know. You know what that means? Latin means know thyself.
Hey, love yourself too. Bullets are boomerangs.
Stand your ground.
Murder. That's suicide, man.
Yeah, man. Eye for an eye.
Silence. Silence is violence.
If you see something, say something.
Fuck 12. Greed plus ego over fear. That's a slave.
Charity plus humility times love is freedom.
No matter what you heard, F what you heard. No matter what you thought, F what you thought. Marches with their fists up, vision nation battle, steady arches with their wrists up. Lyrics for the stick up, kids storm for a stick up. I came to elevate the world, my heart would never give up. Question everything.
And no matter where you heard it from, or who you heard it from, or what they ask, don't answer questions.
Facts. Fear is cap. It's an illusion.
Vibrate love.
Man. And forgiveness. That's the highest love vibration possible.
So, do something charitable for a so-called enemy and end the beef.
Stop that killing, man. Stop the drilling. Hey, they say healthy people heal that people, man.
Cause for sure, hurt people gonna hurt people.
Free Larry Hoover, man.
Free Chief Malik just for it.
While you at it, free all the guys.
Yeah, man, prison is slavery.
You could be like St. Pedro, keep your eyes on Yahusha and walk on H2O.
Yeah, man, just move mountains.
A whole mountain, G?
Yeah, bro. That whole thing right there is right out the way.
How we supposed to do that?
All we need is the faith of a mustard seed, and we got way more than that.
Word?
Facts.
Know thyself. I will eat the right foods that I grow myself.
Move with the speed of the ancestors, y'all.
I'm glad to be me now, nobody else. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Speed of thought.
Being the one is just like being in love. No one can tell you you're in love, you just know it. Through and through. Balls to bones.
You don't have to. Be great.